It's the final weekend of the regular season in the SEC, and the number 9 Tennessee Lady Vols have made the journey to Mizzou Softball Stadium in Columbia to take on the Missouri Tigers tonight, game 1 of this 3-game series. And with that, we welcome you in and say hello alongside the former Missouri Tiger, Ashley Moore. I'm Max Toma. And as we enter this series, there's a ton on the line for both teams. Tennessee vying for a top 4 seed and a double bye in the SEC tournament next week. And Mizzou just trying to maintain a record at 500 or better and a chance for an at-large bid.
This is a critical series for both teams, and really that happens in every single SEC series. But Mizzou really has to get some wins to make sure that they stay above 500 to get into that regional. Tennessee trying to get that double bye in that SEC tournament.
Tigers are going to need to win at least 2 more games to be eligible. Meanwhile, you got a Tennessee team who's just 1 game back of Texas and Texas A&M vying for that 4th and final double bye come next week, and they are led by a triumvirate of incredible pitchers. Sage Marjetko, 2nd in the country in ERA. She gets the ball today after she's the reigning SEC Pitcher of the Week.
This Tennessee pitching staff is absolutely incredible. You have 2nd in Division I, 3rd in Division I, and 11th in Division I, and Carlin Pickens is really the highlight of that pitching staff at a 1.5 ERA. Mizzou hitters have a lot cut out for them if they're going to break into this game.
I mean, Pickens, 11th in the country. She's just the reigning back-to-back SEC Pitcher of the Year. And this Missouri Tigers record in terms of the tournament resume, they're 27-26, 20th in strength of schedule, 11 RPI wins inside the top 50, and most importantly, that RPI creeped inside the top 40 with that big top 5 win on Sunday versus Arkansas.
Yeah, if you take that record out in that resume, Mizzou is definitely a tournament team. They just have to stay above 500 in order to get there.
Sierra Harrison, the senior, will get the ball in the circle. Last time out for her, she was sensational on Sunday against Arkansas, 4-2 thirds shutout innings. She faces this lineup. You've got the twins batting back-to-back in the 3 and 4 spot in Alana and Gabby Leach.
Sierra Harrison's really kind of stepped up for Mizzou to be this ace on the staff. She's come in, started a lot of the Friday, Sunday starts in the SEC series for Mizzou as a senior, really trying to put the team on her back to get these wins for her team.
Bunted back foul. It's rather chilly. There's some ominous clouds overhead. The lights are already on for this game 1 where it seems like there might be a potential for rain in the forecast. But Sierra Harrison, the senior, tops out at 68. What does she need to do to have success against this Volunteer lineup?
Well, Sierra Harrison has to get ahead of these Tennessee hitters. Tennessee has a very lethal lineup. They can put a lot of runs on the board if they need to, but she's going to rely on her rise ball. But if her changeup is working and she's able to switch speed, she's really going to throw that balance off in the box for Tennessee.
This Tennessee lineup has looked a lot different the last couple of games, including this one, than what it has in the past, with Sophia Knight generally penciled in every day in the leadoff spot, now hitting 7th for a 2nd consecutive game. And Ella Dodge batting first, the redshirt sophomore. She cracks one back foul to the screen. The rain is starting to come down. Told you there was some potential for some inclement weather in the forecast, and pretty much right at first pitch, 64 degrees. It certainly feels cooler than that. Massive series, it's a massive opener. If Mizzou can get a win and move 2 games above 500, they get a 3rd straight win too. Tennessee looking for a 3rd straight win. They became the first team to take an SEC series from Alabama over the weekend, despite getting drubbed in the opener. It was 12-0 last Saturday. Just a 5-inning run rule victory for the Crimson Tide. Harrison off the edge of her mitt. Glove flip, not in time. Funky little backhanded or barehanded play. She's in there at first from Abby Hay, but Ella Dodge somehow finds her way aboard.
Sierra Harrison is normally so good at fielding her position. You don't see a lot of pitchers get off the rubber as quickly as she does. You see her trying to make this play. It would have been a tough play for Sophie Smith at 2nd base, but Harrison bobbles it a little bit, tries to flip it with her glove hand to try and get that out. But Dodge moves down the line really quickly, so that would have been a tough play regardless of who's trying to make that.
Got 2 of the best defenses in the country on display this weekend, too. Mizzou is tied for 1st in fielding percentage in the entire country. Tennessee is also top 10. And it seems a little fittingly that with the rain coming down, the very first batted ball is a little bit sloppy from the defense. Goes down as an infield single, though, for Dodge.
It's a great at-bat by Dodge, really is in the leadoff spot. You get down 0-2 in the count and able just to put the bat on the ball. You just got to see what happens and make sure that you can make that defense get you out. So when you're in the leadoff spot, if you can get that bat on the ball, you're just trying to do damage and see what you can do.
Emma Clark, the sophomore, with 10 home runs and 31 runs batted in. There's 4 Lady Vols with double-digit home runs. 3 with 10 and 1 with 11. Pretty deep offense as this is scooped in the air out towards right field. Carr still going back onto the warning track for the first out, tagging and moving up 60 feet to second. Dodging there with the headlong dive. Forrester, excuse me, out there and right.
That was really good base running by Dodge there to be able to tag up on that play. She could see that Forrester was going to make the catch out in right field, but she was deep enough. She wasn't able to get behind it to have a good throw into second base. Dodge has some speed on the base paths and does a great job of getting herself in scoring position on that.
Neither one of these two teams have the most potent offenses. Tennessee is 9th in the conference in average. They're 9th in home runs, and they're pretty much 8th or 9th in every slash line category offensively. But it's an offense that never really seems to have a ton of pressure on it, given what they have in the circle on the other side. So actually, if you're Sierra Harrison, I mean, how does this rain affect you? It's the first inning. You were just warming up in the bullpen. There was no bad weather at all whatsoever, even though there were some dark clouds, and now it's just pouring on you.
Well, now it's pouring on you. You're having a hard time gripping the ball. You can see the ball slipping out of her hand, and she's not going to be able to have as much control. Harrison is at her, any pitcher is at their best when they can have some control on their pitches. She has a lot of spin on her ball, but not being able to get a good grip, it's going to really affect where that ball goes.
It's just got to be mighty difficult right now, 3-0. You can see the wind has really picked up. We just got a sheet of rain coming into the broadcast booth, so got to duck for cover, and now it looks like the umpiring crew is going to come together with both head coaches. And we'll see if there's a pause or anything for the moment. Donald Brown is our home plate umpire, by the way. Kevin Condor at first. J.C. Bartley is over at third, and it looks like they are going to bring both teams off the field. Just 10 pitches in. So a tough start for Sierra Harrison with this monsoon coming down. It doesn't look like it should last too long. But just one out into the ball game. We will step aside here in Como. Well, we started right on time, but Mother Nature had other ideas. We got 10 pitches into this matchup, game one of this 3-game set between Tennessee and Missouri. Only a couple of batters in. Grounds crew did a heck of a job to get the tarp on and off the field pretty quickly. It's only going to be about just a little bit over of a half an hour of a delay in all, as we welcome you back here to Mizzou Softball Stadium in Como. You weren't with us for the Open originally. She's Ashley Moore. I'm Max Toma. We were talking about what's at stake with this massive series. 3 games left in the regular season. A lot on the line for Mizzou as they try to stay above water and above that 500 mark, in which they need to have a chance at the NCAA tournament. And for Tennessee, trying to rattle off some more wins, maybe move into that top 4 for the SEC tournament, and try to get a top 8 seed for regional play.
Yeah, it's a critical series for both teams. Mizzou fighting for their life to get into a regional. They're going to need some wins today and in the SEC tournament to make that possible. Tennessee is really fighting to get that double bye in the SEC tournament, and why that's critical is that can just help them with their record, RPI, and get them to be able to host a regional, host a super regional. It's just a lot better when you're playing at home.
So a little bit of a false start. It is Alana Leach who is up there as the batter. She's facing a 3-0 count with her twin Gabby batting right behind her. A tandem that hit back-to-back home runs earlier this year. The first ever set of twins in Lady Vols history to do that. As it's Ella Dodge at second as we set the scene. There's one out. Sierra Harrison had to pitch through some real heavy rain for a few minutes there and fell behind. 3-0 swinging away, cracking it right back up the middle. Alana Leach with the base hit. Throw comes all the way home. Back down to second on the money. Abrascato guns down Alana Leach.
What a great defensive play. Kaylee Langer comes up. You can see the ball slips out of her hand a little bit. The ball's going to be tough coming off the grass with how much rain we just had here in Columbia. You can see she sails it over her cutoff. Abrascato does a great job meeting that ball and throwing a strike right to Sophie Smith.
How about that after a 32-minute delay? A lot of action on the first pitch back. 3-0 swing, you get the hit. Langer, who threw out a runner on Sunday against Arkansas at the plate. It's a cannon all the way to the dish. And then Abrascato, quite frankly, when the teams went back out to warm up, her first throw sailed over her catching partner all the way to the wall.
It did, and you know that ball is going to be slick coming in off the grass, especially if you saw Langer kind of sail that ball. So Abrascato does a great job of getting that throw down to second base on a dime.
That's why you got to be ready at a moment's notice, even though both teams are just sitting in the dugout for a good half hour. So the defense helping out Sierra Harrison. It's defense that so far this year, Larissa Anderson has always continued to tout this team that is first in the country in defensive fielding percentage. It's been their best attribute. Maybe made up for some of the offensive woes. Trying to get through a scoreless first inning is Sierra Harrison, trying to work around that leadoff single. Gabby Leach up there, the right fielder. 1-2 count to the junior from the Woodlands of Texas. Rolls one over on the ground to second. Sophie Smith is right there, and the inning is over. Good bounce back after the delay for Sierra Harrison in Missouri. Triumvirate of pitchers that lead this Tennessee Vols program are absolutely incredible. All in the top 11 in the country in earned run average. And it's Sage Marjetko who gets the ball here to start this opener. An ERA sub 1 and the reigning SEC Pitcher of the Week after an incredible outing on Sunday to even up that series against Alabama.
This entire Tennessee pitching staff is absolutely incredible. They don't give up a lot of runs. It's very hard to score runs off of them, so they don't have to have as potent of an offense. You see Sage here. She has a lot of spin. She doesn't throw as hard as Carlin Pickens. We know Carlin Pickens as the flamethrower for this Tennessee staff, but she has a lot of spin. She hits a drop ball at 65, and then the rise ball and curve ball, which is really hard to read out of her hand on which is it going to be the curve ball or is it going to be the rise ball?
So Abby Waits, the freshman third baseman, will lead things off. Sanaya Hill's been a revelation, though, in that sixth spot in the lineup. She was a pinch hitter throughout most of the year, now a consistent starter. Had her first career home run on Tuesday in that big midweek win versus Kansas City. Really every win for Missouri right now you can say is a big one because they're just trying to maintain eligibility. You got to be 500 or better. They're one game north of that mark right now and searching for a win or two this weekend.
Yeah, Sanaya Hill, another freshman on this Missouri lineup that's come in. She was originally a third baseman, and Addie Waits kind of won that position through defense, and so trying to work her into the lineup, and she's really just been a spark plug coming off the bench as a pinch hitter, and Larissa Anderson looking for anything she can right now to get some offense going for the Tigers.
And Annie Waits sets the stage, and this is one of the more patient batters in the SEC. 38 walks on the season. And make it 39. Now solo 6th in single season program history. And she has now drawn 9 walks in her last 6 games. So that resume, there's a lot of losses to RPI teams that are outside the top 50 in that 50 to 100 range. It's why the RPI is only at 39, but it moved up a few spots with that top 5 win versus Arkansas on Sunday. It was a huge win for the team, not just RPI-wise and confidence-wise, as this is a bump that's popped up from Abby Carr. That's not what the Tigers wanted to see as Morrison collects it for the first out.
Well, Larissa Anderson's kind of moved her lineup around in the past couple weekends. Abby Carr's moved up in this number 2 spot. She was in that 4 or 5 spot. She has a lot of pop in her bat. But Larissa Anderson knows how important every single game is, so she's going to have to make sure that she gets runners in scoring position so she can get some situational hitting and get some runs across.
How do you feel about that early decision? It's a leadoff walk. It's a 4-pitch walk, and then you've got, well, your best hitter up there. First pitch bunting, pops it up with the catcher. And you know, it could be a struggle this weekend because it's a struggle pretty much every weekend for the team facing this vaunted Tennessee rotation.
Well, I think Abrascato is such a good hitter, and Larissa Anderson has so much trust in her as a hitter that she wanted to get Addie Waits in scoring position to just see if Abrascato can get that big hit and get her across. If you can score first, if you can kind of do damage first to Tennessee, it's going to put them behind.
So you look at what this pitching staff has done the last few years with pitching coach Megan Rhodes-Smith in year 6. In the last 3 years, just as a team that's just about every year going to have arguably the best pitching staff in the country. And it was something that Karen Weekly said earlier this week in our call with her, which was, you know, Megan Rhodes-Smith came in and said, we're going to have the best staff collectively in the country. They've set that standard, and now it's kind of the expectation.
Well, and it's kind of been a shift, right? To instead of just having an ace that you're going to go to every other game, they really have a pitching staff that comes in collectively to come and dominate these SEC series.
Oh, and Pickens getting loose in the bullpen, so it was 6 of 7 pitches that had missed the zone, and the one that had it was a bunt pop-up to the catcher. Now back in the strike zone after the trip to the circle. Pickens, who had 11 strikeouts in relief in that win on Monday. Dump back foul out of play on the fists of Stefania Abrascato. 8 home runs, 34 RBIs. Tipped by a pitch twice on Tuesday. Second on the team in runs batted in and batting average. And the 2-2 is down low. So when you're facing a trio of pitchers, no matter who is out there, what's the approach knowing that runs are going to come at a premium and it's going to be tough to get on base any way, shape, or form?
Well, I think you really have to take advantage. You have to take advantage of the walks right now. Addie Waits getting on a leadoff walk. You have to take advantage of that, and you have to be able to manufacture runs against this Tennessee pitching staff.
So Abby Hay will come up with 2 runners aboard and just 1 out. Already a couple of walks through just 3 batters. So we talked about how that rain could have affected Sierra Harrison, who had obviously already logged a handful of pitches. What about for Marjetko on the other side? She was in the bullpen, obviously loosening up, and then makes her first pitch about, 40 minutes later than she would have expected?
Well, she was ready to go. She was warm. She was coming out of the bullpen. Really didn't have a lot of opportunity to warm up during the rain delay with how much rain we received here in Columbia. So, and that the second 2 outs in that top half of the inning went really quickly. So she didn't have a lot of time to warm up. So it's just really her trying to lock back in and focus.
Struggling to find the zone here early. It's 2 balls and no strikes to Abby Hay. One of the best bats in this Tigers lineup is up there. The prime opportunity here in just the first inning. Leads the team at average, 3rd and runs batted in, 2nd in OPS. And a big 2-0 hack. You've got to take advantage of spots like this. It's a young Missouri team. It's really quite a young Tennessee team as well we're seeing this weekend. But it's a young team that Coach Anderson has said has gotten frustrated at times when they haven't gotten that clutch base hit. But the word she continues to hammer home is resilient with this club. I mean, at one point they were 7-15 on the ground towards second. Dodge to fall for 1. And they're at the corners now with 2 away.
It's going to be a tricky defense out there for both teams. Just with the ball is going to be a little slicker. You saw there, instead of it being a double play, just able to get that runner at second base. Both teams are going to have to make sure that they are really focused on getting that ball out of their glove and gripping that ball on the seam.
Sydney Forrester, yeah, it's kind of a funky situation because for any of the pitchers and any of the defensive players, even if you're just running the bases, it's a very different feel right now than it was in warm-ups. Forrester had that huge home run in Sunday's win when they were trailing the Razorbacks on the road in Fayetteville 1-0. Three-run shot ultimately proved to be the game-winning hit. And what have you noticed with these consistent misses so far from Marjetko?
Seems like Sage Marjetko out there just not really comfortable out there in the circle right now. She came out through 4 straight balls to Addie Waits to walk her. Was able to get Carr out on that pop-up bunt, but really just hasn't looked comfortable out there in the circle.
A couple of walks, a fielder's choice, and that attempted sacrifice pop-out from Abby Carr so far. And now it's 3-0 to Forrester. He's got 10 home runs and 27 runs batted in. And the bases are loaded in the first for Missouri. That's 3 walks already. That brings up Sanaya Hill. She's been scorching hot since she became a starter recently. Her first career long ball. Didn't stay fair by much. It was a no-doubter off the bat if it did stay fair, and it just barely did back on Tuesday. I'm sure that's one she will never forget, given how it came.
No, she was so excited when that ball came off the bat. Even more excited when she realized it was going to be called fair. And she's been a really big spark plug for this Missouri lineup.
So it is already time for a pitching change, and Sage Marjetko will step aside for Carlin Pickens. And talk about a situation to come into that is an arduous one. Yes, it's only the first inning, but the bases are loaded. There's 2 outs. You're facing Hill, who's been swinging it well, and you got to come in and be your best. And we kind of saw the Jekyll and Hyde, I would say, of Pickens over the weekend. She got the start in Game 1 on Saturday versus Alabama and had 6 free passes in just 2 2/3 innings, 4 walks, 2 hit by pitches. They lost that game in a shortened 5 innings, 12-0, but then came back on Monday and was untouchable.
Well, Carlin Pickens is so impressive out in the circle, and really, if she has a bad day, it's really when she can't find the zone. And how incredible for this Tennessee staff to be able to bring in Carlin Pickens in the top of the first inning. Sage Marjetko is still the reigning SEC pitcher of the week, and then you can bring in Carlin Pickens, one of the best pitchers in the nation. So
it was just the not only reigning, but back-to-back SEC
Back-to-back.
Pitcher of the Year. We all know she had the hardest pitch thrown, 79.4 miles an hour, late May last year in Supers versus Nebraska on a big 2-2 pitch. Well, she comes in this spot. I mean, on Monday, she had absolutely everything going for her, and it was fun to hear Karen Weekly talk about it and hear Pickens talk about it post-game, because it was really the off-speed that led to a lot of the success.
Right, and her off-speed is still 63, 64 miles per hour.
You put quotes up when you say off-speed.
You can put quotes up when you say off-speed on that. She's going to throw in the low 70s. She can hit the mid-70s. And when you're talking about mid-70s from 43 feet, you do not have a lot of reaction time as a hitter.
And the contrast, remember, Tennessee didn't have a midweek game. Missouri did on Tuesday. They played right here versus Kansas City. Robles, the right-handed starter for the Roos that day, was topping out at 57-58. This is a different look.
Almost 20 miles per hour difference for this Missouri Tiger team. You know that Larissa Anderson has been working with her team to make sure that they've been seeing a lot of high velocity. But the problem when you're facing Tennessee is you don't know if you're going to get Pickens. If you get Pickens, you know you have to have this high velocity and be ready to go. But if you're coming back and you're facing one of their other pitchers, you don't necessarily have to have that timing down.
Hill up with the bases loaded at 2 down in this first, and a 3/4 swing. And 76 miles per hour. You got to wonder how many times Sanaya Hill has seen that in her life.
I think unless you're talking about a pitching machine, it's probably not very many, Max.
Driven in the air towards right field, back to the wall, and it's caught on the warning track by Gabby Leach. A big ride from Sanaya Hill, but Kaylin Pickett comes in and strands a trio of Tigers in a scoreless first. Women's College World Series. Well, semifinalists last year was this Tennessee team, still trying to win their first national title. Karen Winkley's had many teams that have been very close. Larissa Anderson is part of a team trying to get back to the tournament for the first time in a couple of years, and that's why there is so much on the line this weekend. The Tigers need some wins. Tennessee, they see that number 9 right next to them. They'd love to be a top 8 seed and host another super. They're going to be hosting a regional for what would be the 21st straight year, which is a wild number. Sounds like out loud to say, but that's the truth. This is a consistent force. Team that won back-to-back regular season SEC titles in 23 and 24. So Carlin Pickett comes in out of the bullpen. Strands a trio. Karen Winkley went to the bullpen in the first inning right after a rain delay. It was kind of a clunky first inning, I think, altogether for everybody involved.
It was a pretty clunky inning for sure. I think everyone feels just a little uncomfortable out there. After getting warm, everyone had a very good routine going on in the first inning, and then all of a sudden the sky opens up and it's raining. So everyone had to kind of readjust and get back into their routine.
I feel like you're talking about us up here in the booth, too. 0-2 didn't miss by much. Taylor Holly is the batter. .318 average, 4 homers and 20 RBIs for the freshman from Murrieta, California. He's riding a 3-game hit streak. That is the longest active on the team. Check swing, ground ball, weakly hit towards Grove. Gets rid of it quickly and in time to beat Holly by half a step. The longest active hit streaks for both of these teams is actually just 3 games. It's Sanaya Hill on the other side with a 3-gamer. So 2 offenses that come in a little bit sputtering, but that's SEC weekend pitching stats for you.
Well, and we say it all the time, but every single weekend in the SEC is so hard. It's hard to get a routine going. It's hard to get, back-to-back games in with good hits and good at-bats, just with the pitching that you're facing and the defense that you're facing. So 3 games doesn't sound like much, but it is.
Nelson Morrison, first pitch swinging, grounds out to second. It's 3 straight ground balls on the infield. Well, both teams had some traffic in that first inning. Tennessee had a couple of base hits, but made an out. Did a lot of leads trying to advance to second on a throw home. Tennessee was outscored 13-6 in Knoxville over the weekend, but won 2 of the 3 games in that series against Alabama. It's crazy to think they've allowed just 77 runs in 48 games in 1 inning now, and 12 of those came on Saturday. 12 of those 77.
The Tennessee pitching staff is just so deadly. It's so hard to score runs off of them.
And once they have the lead, they do not relinquish it. That's why scoring first is so massive against them. When the Vols strike first, they've only lost once. They're 30-1. On the ground, wide of the bag at third, off the bat of Sophia Knight. the Boise State transfer, one of a couple of transfers from Boise State. Hitting just .236 in SEC play compared to .423 the average on the season. That's why she's moved down in the order a bit. Had the 103-hit season with the Broncos last year. That led the country, hit .468. That was top 3 in the nation. So if she can find it again, especially at conference play towards the back end of this season, and watch out for what this offense can do, because if this offense finds its groove, we already know with the 3 pitchers they have, they can take down anybody, anytime.
Yeah, if this Tennessee lineup can start putting a lot more runs on the board, they are going to be deadly in the postseason.
Just 1 for 8 over the weekend versus the Crimson Tide, and she's punched out here. And that will end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the senior Sierra Harrison. SEC softball on the SEC Network. Number 1 Oklahoma takes on number 12 Texas A&M at 9 Eastern Time. You watch live on SEC Network and streaming live as always on the ESPN app. That's a huge series as well. Texas A&M is 1 game ahead of Tennessee in the SEC regular season standings, and Kendall Wells is certainly on home run watch right now. As you look at the home run leaders, this is single season all time, and she sits right now at 36. And that's live, but it's certainly something we're going to be watching throughout the weekend in the next few days.
She is definitely on watch. She's so impressive as a hitter, just has so much power at the plate.
Makes it all the more impressive when we talk about the Tennessee pitching numbers we shown earlier with how offensive it feels like college softball is this year especially. Just how dominant and daunting this rotation of 3 arms can be. And I like how you said, you know, it is a pitching staff, right? It's not where you're leaning on one person to make 2 starts, go the distance twice, and maybe figure out the other game. This is, they really like to use all 3.
They use all 3, and really in any spot in the game, as we just saw, Carlin Pickens came in the first inning in relief, and to be able to bring her in the first inning, to know she can go the distance, knowing that you're not going to have to kind of bring in any more pitchers, that's just got to be a feeling of bliss over there in the Tennessee dugout.
So Updegrove grounds out right back to the circle. Would love to know the velo on that throw to first base too, because she wasted no time.
No.
That was really chucked over there. Sophie Smith taps 1 foul. It's kind of a funky stretch here. So for Sophie Smith, the sophomore who's struggled in April, doesn't have a hit yet this month. She's probably looking forward to that calendar turning over to May quite shortly. Out in front here, 0-2. But for Tennessee, they played Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Won that mic'd up Monday game, 4-1 versus Alabama to take the series. First SEC team to take a series for Bama this year. And then obviously you're moved up a day this week too, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
A little bit of short rest for this Tennessee team to come in. That's a lot of they had to come in and travel. They weren't playing 2 series at home. So you're late in the season. It's kind of the grind part of the season before the SEC tournament, and you just got to make sure that you stay focused on every single pitch.
And if you're chasing upstairs against Carlin Pickens, and then high 70s. I mean, it's going to be a long day at the office.
If you let Carlin Pickens get into a groove, which she is in a groove right now in this second inning, Missouri's going to have to do something to throw her off in the circle to see some success against her.
0-2 to Kaylee Langer. This is 5 straight strikes right after the K. This is game number 49 of the season for Tennessee. All year long in the second inning, they've given up 4 runs. 4 runs in 48 second innings combined. That is unbelievable.
You like your chances if you're Tennessee out there right now on
I
defense, right?
guess on paper you're facing maybe the back half of the lineup consistently, and you have these 3 pitchers going normally. On the ground towards third, backhanded by Rutan to throw. Unable to be dug out on the other end by Clark. Both these infields are so sure-handed, especially Rutan and Fall on the second or on the left side of this Lady Vols defense. But that'll bring it back to the top of the order. Nanny Waits now.
It's a tough play for Rutan over there at third base, having to backhand it. Kaylee Langer moves down the line really quickly, having to backhand that, get your feet set, and make a good throw to your first baseman. Not able to make that play. Looks like they gave Kaylee Langer a hit for that one.
Back to the top in Addie Waits. She saw 4 pitches her first time up. That was against the starter, Marchenko. 4-pitch walk. No 2 for Pickens. So what's the adjustment here? 1 pitcher to the next when all of a sudden you're facing, consistent 70s and topping out upper 70s.
Well, you have to go in with a plan right now, and you cannot be chasing Carlin Pickens' rise ball because she throws the ball so hard, that ball jumps out of the zone. You're going to have to be looking down, and you're going to have to get loaded quickly to make sure that you're ready to swing.
And you got to think the mindset on the other side for Tennessee and your Carlin Pickens is, this is a Missouri team that's last in the conference in slugging and average. You go right after them.
Yeah, and Carlin Pickens is going right after them. She's getting in a groove. She has a very high tempo when she's out there in the circle.
She deals with a couple of comebackers to bookend a scoreless second inning. We've completed 2 between Tennessee and Missouri. As we start this third inning. It's not as peeking its head out from behind the clouds. The weather has been all over the place, as is life in the Midwest in April, but all over the place in the last hour alone. Started dry. That changed for Sierra Harrison and company quite quickly. We were delayed 32 minutes, just 10 pitches in, and she had fallen behind 3-0. We came back 1 pitch later, single, out on the bases, and nobody scored since.
The crazy weather probably benefits Missouri in this case. Tennessee has a little bit calmer weather down there where they're used to playing. Missouri used to playing what could be 40 degrees, could be 70 degrees.
Voss scoops one out towards left field, and It takes Sierra Harrison just one pitch to retire Bella Faw. That's 5 straight retired for the senior right-hander. And this is a Tennessee team. They love to be ready to attack that first pitch and get their swings off. And that is something that Karen Weekly likes to harp on. Does not ever like, it sounds like, a straight tank. Get those swings off and be ready. Load up and go right after it from the jump. This is back-to-back first pitch swinging. And it's a fly out the other way this time for Maddie Rutan.
That could really be a benefit for Sierra Harrison out there in the circle. She likes to work ahead of hitters. She likes to throw that first pitch strike. So if she can kind of get that ball in an outside corner or get them chasing a little bit and not get anything on the barrel, that's going to benefit her out in the circle.
So back to Ella Dodge. I think about 10 pitches in, Sierra Harrison had recorded just 1 out. And then over the course of the next 7 outs, it only took her, 17 pitches. And this should do it for the inning. Back-to-back in easy 3-up, 3-down fashion. Good start for Harrison in the circle. We'll come back and we'll ask Larissa Anderson about what she's seen so far from her senior. Columbia as we start the home half of the third inning. No score, Tennessee and Missouri. Ashley Moore, Max Toma with you, and we are joined now by Mizzou head coach Larissa Anderson. And coach, I want to ask you about Sierra Harrison because obviously 10 pitches in, it's pouring rain. She has the delay, but what a bounce back we've seen so far from the senior.
That's tough to do. 3-0 count when they call it, and the rain delay, and then coming out and getting out of that inning. She's got guts.
Coach, what do you want to see from your hitters? You started off with Margetco, now you have Pickens in the circle. How does that approach change for your hitters?
We got to get on time for 76. That's the first thing. So we got to start swinging when she starts her motion. The philosophy stays the same. You got to be on time for what you're swinging at and swinging at good pitches. So it's really just speeding everything up a little bit more.
Coach, thanks so much. We appreciate
the
time as always.
MIZ.
Could be a big day today or potentially this weekend. Obviously, we've talked about Missouri searching for any type of win here with just 3 games left in the regular season, but you saw it there too. One more win would be win 400 for Larissa Anderson too.
Yeah, this is a big win just for the program, but also for Larissa Anderson. They can get this win against Tennessee. I think the thing I like the most about this Missouri team is how gritty they are. They have been down. They've had to fight their way back to get to 500 in the middle of the season. You can see Larissa Anderson. She has this young team. She has a lot of freshmen, a lot of transfers coming in, and she's able to work with them and get them where they are now is where she wanted them to be in February. But that's really hard when you have a young and inexperienced team.
Abby Carr flares one down the right field line. That's going to touch down for a base hit. Leadoff single for Carr to start this third inning. So it felt like that SEC bye week kind of came at the perfect time. They were able to rattle off some wins and plenty games in a row that came right here at home in Columbia. 7-8, the record in April. And then when you're one game above 500, it's probably hard to not look at some of those tough non-conference losses that happened. The McNeese State, those type of games that came early, but also just 3-7 in the 10 one-run games they had played.
Right, and you see that February record, right? Not as good as she wants to have from her team. Again, a really young, inexperienced team. It's hard to have them come out the gate firing on all cylinders. And you see that record in April, 7-8. That's all SEC play, essentially, right? So that's going to be tough to get a bunch of wins. You're not going to rack up all these wins in SEC play. So she's done a really good job of getting this young team ready to play. She just wishes they would have been there earlier in their season.
It's kind of the contrast we're seeing today and the next couple of days between Karen Weekly's team, who she felt like what she saw from Tennessee on Sunday and Monday was what they looked like at the beginning of March when they were flourishing. Then they had their struggles, but during their struggles, they were still finding ways to win. And that's obviously what teams that are consistent national threats in the Women's College World Series do. For Missouri, when they were struggling, they were losing tight games. And even when they were playing well, they just couldn't quite get over that hurdle. And that's kind of turned a little bit of late.
Yeah, and that's hard to do when you have a young team, right? They're used to being the best. They're used to being able to come in and absolutely dominate every aspect of the game. So when you come into SEC play, it's a little bit different. So they had to relearn how to win.
Abroscato with the walk. It was a 3-walk first inning for St. Marchetco. That's the first free pass allowed by Carlin Pickens in the circle. And just like back in the first inning, there's 2 Tigers on for the cleanup spot in Abby Hay. Last time she had a fielder's choice and went 4-6. This time she shows bunt and pulls back at ball 1. No! Well, you could hear how some of the crowd thought about that idea.
I like the move from Larissa Anderson. I like small ball. I think that this is a great move. You have Carlin Pickens out there in the circle. She is a tough pitcher to hit against. You have your first 2 runners on. You've got to get them in scoring position. If you can get ahead 2-0 as opposed to 1-0 against Carlin Pickens, that's a huge deal for Missouri.
How tough is it even to bunt 76?
It's not easy.
Swinging away this time, and Tardy is hit sharply. I mean, hey, if you can get the barrel on 75, 76, it's going to come out hot.
And really, if you can get on top of this pitch from Carlin Pickens, it's going to go a long ways in a hurry. But you have to be on time, just like Larissa Anderson was talking about before this inning started. They have to be on time.
He was 2 for 3, homered on Tuesday. 2 on the ground towards Stern, stepping on the back for 1, double play. Rutan with the turn. Just like that, there's 2 away.
Really great defense by Rutan there. Good situational awareness. Steps on it, gets the out. Knows she has time to throw Abby Hay out at first base. Just really great defense. Which is why I agreed with the bunt call earlier. That way, if you can get your runners over in second and third, you take away that force out.
Give her 1 pitch, try to bunt, and then let her swing away afterwards. Brings up Sydney Forrester with a runner at second at 2 down. Tigers had a few runners on in that first inning. Loaded up the bases, and the long fly ball out off the bat of Hill that ended the frame. Forrester walked her first time. She's behind 1-2.
There's that off-speed pitch by Pickens out there at 65 miles an hour, which doesn't seem like much of an off-speed pitch, but if you're used to seeing her throw 75, that's really going to throw the hitters off.
Weekly rolled over off the end of the bat to Dodge. She takes care of it to end the inning. The first 2 reach, but no damage dealt against Carlin Pickens, the back-to-back SEC Pitcher of the Year.
officially underway.
Rushes one. Just smash this. Throw the bat. And the drama continues.
You get it Tuesday. It's the SEC softball tournament. And with everybody jockeying for positions this weekend, right now, if it started today, Tennessee would be in that 6th spot, potentially with the date on day 2 on May 6th against Missouri if the Tigers were to take down an Auburn team that they did sweep on the road in the Plains earlier this year. Their one SEC series victory, but there is still a lot to be decided here down the stretch. Tennessee's hoping they can win 3 games here maybe this weekend, get a sweep and move up to a top 4 spot in the double bye. In a single elimination tournament, 2 days off does a whole lot for you.
It does a lot for you in the SEC tournament, but then also just kind of going back into the postseason. If you can get into where you're hosting a super regional after that regional, that could be huge. It's so much easier to play at home.
Clark on the ground, pulled towards up to Grove. And how about this stretch here from Sierra Harrison? It is now 8 straight retired.
Tennessee's very aggressive in the box as hitters. They're swinging at a lot of first, second pitches from Harrison. Harrison is really relying on her defense behind her, getting a lot of ground balls, a few pop-ups in the outfield, but doing a really good job of relying on her defense.
So when you're getting a lot of first pitch swings, how does that change what you're doing in the circle as that's rocking it out towards right field? That'll end the stretch as Alana Leach is now 2 for 2 with a couple singles.
I think you're going to see Harrison start creeping outside a little bit more, maybe creeping in a little bit more, as opposed to trying to hit that corner to get a first strike called. She's going to try and start creeping out of the zone to see if she can get some chases from these Tennessee hitters.
Lana Leach has had an unbelievable jump this year from her sophomore to junior campaign. She's the team leader in OPS and in batting average when it comes to SEC play. OPS over 1,100, the average up over 300. I mean, how tough is that to do in SEC play? You look at so many of these players' numbers across any of the 15 teams, and usually there's a big drop-off, and I think rightfully so in non-con versus conference play, as you'd imagine. Gabby Leach trying to follow what her twin sister just did.
And so you have twins like back-to-back there, right? So they're trying to one-up each other, a little bit of healthy competition there in the family.
This family is all about Rocky Top with Aubrey and Kelsey, and now Alana and Gabby. So we got 2 different meetings going on right now. Here is the 2 aforementioned twins, and they have been super consistent with their offensive production, and now hey, it's the final regular season series of the year, and they find themselves in the 3 and 4 spot. How cool that has to be, playing with, I should say, alongside your twin sister.
Well, and both seeing a lot of success for Tennessee, right? They're big parts of this Tennessee lineup, hitting 3 and 4 here for Tennessee, having a lot of production, lots of home runs. They are really the catalyst for this Tennessee lineup.
Gabby had 49 starts last year. She was more of an everyday player than Alana, even though Alana's made a massive leap this year. Check swing on the appeal and held up. 2 balls and a strike. Gabby had that unbelievable series against LSU where she had a walk-off 3-run home run back on March 8th. Had 3 homers and went 6 for 10 that weekend. And you know they've got to be competitive. And when you're batting right after your twin sister and she gets aboard on a base hit, that's got to enter the mind, right?
Oh, it's got to be in her mind constantly, right? Even if she doesn't get on base.
You got to get at least a single.
I got to get at least a single. I want to get a double, maybe more.
Harrison's 2-2. And strike 3. That's the 2nd K for Harrison. Gabby Leach indignant at the plate. You cannot believe that. I don't think it was the call on the swing from the home plate umpire, Donald Brown.
Brown definitely called that on the swing. That ball's not called a strike if she's not swinging at it. And she comes through. She kind of check swing. It's so hard as a slapper. I think that if you're a slapper, you get a lot more of those called against you than if you're not slapping, just because you're moving towards the ball and that bat's moving toward, just the momentum of everything is going towards the pitch.
It's just the aesthetics. It just looks like more of a, your whole body's moving.
Right.
It just looks like more effort. Taylor Holly trying to come through with 2 down. Big cut there. It's 0-2. Rounded out to short her first time. But over her prior 5 SEC games, this true freshman hitting .500, 7 for 14. On base at 10 straight. No one else on the team has an on-base streak currently more than 4. So maybe the most consistent bat, you could argue, in the lineup the last few weeks.
We talked a lot about Missouri's young lineup, but Tennessee also has a pretty young lineup too. And Holly's been just a gem for them this year. Has a lot of pop in her bat.
Looks outside. Karen Winkley said, hey, quite frankly, we do not win that Alabama series without Taylor Holly. She was 4 for 6. RBI, a run scored, a double. A couple stolen bases in game 2. Also drew a walk. And takes again. She said of her true freshman, she just oozes with confidence, which you don't necessarily hear a lot about a first-year player in the SEC, because a lot of times they've had maybe a coming back down to earth moment or two.
They get a little humbled sometimes coming in as a freshman, but softball is a game of confidence. You're going to fail more than you're going to succeed, so you're really going to have that confidence, kind of blind confidence, honestly. And if you can have that confidence as a freshman, you're going to have a really good 4-year career.
I mean, we're obviously seeing the present right now for both of these teams, but it's a lot of players who you just kind of can't help but think about what the future is going to look like, too.
And how they develop as hitters and how they develop as, you know, on their defense and pitchers and all this stuff. I just think it's so cool to watch them. If you can have an athlete stay at a school for 4 years now, which is a little bit more rare.
Holly goes down swinging, back-to-back Ks for Sierra Harrison. Halfway through the 4th, still no score. We come back talking with Karen Winkley on the other side. The rainbow in the sky after the early 32-minute delay that came at the top of the first inning. Still scoreless between number 9 Tennessee and Missouri, as we are joined by head coach Karen Winkley. Coach, it's been an aggressive approach early on in counts against Sierra Harrison so far. What do you guys have to do to get on the board and get to her?
String together some at-bats. You know, Alana has puts a couple barrels out there, but we're not getting things in front or behind, and we got to get enough barrels and just honestly good at-bats in a row. You know, we'll attack a good pitch early, and then we'll take. And, you know, just being consistent, I guess, in how we're approaching things.
Coach, Carlin Pickens looks really good out there in the circle now. Why did you make that decision to switch in that first inning?
Well, I think you could probably answer that. We walked 3 batters. You know, I mean, we can't defend the walk. So just want to let our defense play. Sage has been brilliant this year at throwing strikes. She was just struggling too that first inning, and you know, just don't want to let a game get out of hand early. You know, got Carlin ready, had her ready for a reason. And, you know, Sage, there's a lot of weekend left, and we're going to need Sage back out there doing her thing.
Coach, thanks so much. Good luck the rest of the night.
Thank you.
2 1/3 innings scoreless so far for Pickens. She worked around the first 2 reaching last inning, a single and then a walk. Got the big double play off the bat of Hay, and then the ground out from Forrester to end the inning. Comfortable in any role, really any of the 3 pitchers on the staff, Marchetko, Pickens, or Neuer, and that's coming in as a starter in relief, late relief, long relief. They can kind of all work as Swiss Army knives. Saniyya Hill up for the 2nd time. What a great swing. On some high velo for Pickens, her first time up. Flew out to the warning track and right. 1-1 count to the redshirt freshman now. And as the mentality is, I mean, that's 64. It's almost got to be crazy as a hitter to see off speed and then look up and see that on the video board. What is the mindset? You got to think the other way and think mid-70s and then just pull the off speed towards left field?
Yeah, you have to be on time, right? So you have to be looking for that 75-mile-per-hour pitch. You have to be on time. You have to be loaded early and then just make an adjustment. You don't have to swing at that pitch until you have 2 strikes. So as hitters, they have to be disciplined at the plate.
Didn't miss by much. See Morrison like that spot. In motion to the dugout. Hay was a little bit outside. 3-2 the count. Karen Weekly didn't look too pleased with Donald Brown on the way back to the dugout between innings after that strike 3 called last half inning against Gabby Leach. So for Saniyya Hill on that fly out to right field, this was the reaction. Stranding 3 on a long fly ball, and his score was first inning.
Well, listen, I said that Saniyya Hill is the spark plug. She's come in these past 3 games, and she has really been a spark plug for this offense.
Bouncing ball towards Dodge. Leadoff batter retired.
And as you mentioned, it's probably the first time Saniyya Hill has seen 75 miles per hour coming out of the circle. It's the first time all of these freshmen have probably seen it. So celebrate yourself a little bit, able to barrel it up a little bit, even though you're flying out to the right field, just trying to get a little bit of momentum for the Tigers.
Yeah, you got to imagine a lot of players across the country, especially their first at bat against somebody like Pickens, who it was first. It won't be the last today, obviously, or the rest of the weekend. Just probably somewhat thrilled to get an A-plus swing off against her. Addison up to Grove, who grounded out right back to Pickens, her first time up. Now facing a quick 0-2 home. I love the emotion that Colin Pickens was displaying on Monday and that dominant effort in relief against Alabama. And it's a quick 3-pitch K for Pickens. And she is making light work of the bottom third of his lineup so far.
And Pickens is so strong out there in the circle, but she really gets into a groove. She starts to move very quickly. Her tempo is high. Missouri has to be able to kind of throw her off of that tempo. Otherwise, she is absolutely deadly.
Just crazy to think the luxury you have of bringing in the back-to-back SEC Pitcher of the Year. She's got a 1.5 ERA entering today. Obviously, that's lowered a little bit. And that's the 3rd best mark on the team. All 3 mainstays in the circle inside the top 11 in the country in ERA. She's not too far away from creeping inside the top 10.
Well, and you have a 1.5 ERA and you're 3rd on your team. That seems a little crazy.
And we're talking about, for any of the 3, it is awfully difficult to go out there and lower your earned run average in any given outing.
When it's that low already, it's very difficult.
You got to be nearly perfect. Sophie Smith struck out on 3 pitches her first time up. Down 1-2 here. And Cade again, she is now 0 for her last 32, and another breeze of an inning for Carlin Pickens. 3 up, 3 down, a couple of strikeouts. She's up to 3 on the day in relief. And the senior from Weaverville, North Carolina, making it look easy. Karen Wakely got her squad together and had some words for him. She was a little emphatic here between innings as we're still scoreless going to the 5th inning. Sierra Harrison dueling against Carlin Pickens. They've both been brilliant so far, and it's really a battle of who's going to blink first.
Well, and to Coach Weekly's point, they have to have better at-bats. They have to string good at-bats together, same as Missouri on their offense. They can't just have the one good at-bat in inning because both pitchers are throwing so well out there in the circle. You're going to have to string together some hits and have good at-bats back to back to back.
And that is something that she said earlier on in the week, too. Hey, when you're this far into SEC play, that is hammered down the left field line, but hooking well foul. Off the bat of Elsa Morris, and then was hit on a trajectory back towards the Tennessee team bus. But this deep in SEC play, you can't go out there and expect to score in every inning, right? Sometimes you're going to put up zeros, but it's a matter of making those innings in which you score count and trying to string together, like she just told us, a handful of quality, productive at-bats in a row. That's what leads to success. And we know if Tennessee scores, just a couple of runs on any given day, they've got a good chance to go win the game.
When you say good quality at-bats, that's not always necessarily getting a hit, but if you can get a runner on, if you can have a good quality at-bat where you get a walk and then you can get a sacrifice over and you can get someone in scoring position, that's still a good quality at-bat. It's not necessarily always just barreling up a ball and getting a base hit. It's really about being strategic and having situational hitting.
And she mentioned that, getting your swing off, and even quality takes, not even necessarily late in counts, early in counts, to try to set things up. Obviously, the offensive numbers go out as you get further and further ahead in the count. When Tennessee scores 3 runs or more, going back to 2023, they're 167-10. It does not take much.
It does not take a lot of runs for Tennessee to win.
Or strike 2. They had 2 hits in that first, only 1 knock since. Lana Leach has 2 of the team's 3 and 2 of the game's 5 base hits so far. That's hit sharply right back up the box into center. Elsa Morris is setting the table with the leadoff single. Second time the leadoff batter has reached for the Lady Vols.
That's a good quality at bat there by Morrison, right? She gets down in the count, has 2 strikes on her, doesn't try to do too much, just takes this ball right back up the middle. Good, hard ground ball, good base hit. Once your leadoff hitter on, you're going to see a lot more production from your offense if you can get your leadoff hitter on base.
And that's big because that gets your freshman catcher back on the board, too. She had been 0 for her last 12 in her last 6 games. Savia Morgan will be the pinch runner at first. Bringing a little speed for the catcher. And it brings up Sophia Knight. And for the incredible numbers that Knight has put up, kind of had to take a step back when Karen Weekly earlier said, hey, her best days are still ahead of her. Because she is setting the bar quite high. 18 multi-hit games so far this season. That is 7 more than anybody else in the club. Fouls the first pitch back. The back-to-ball skills are maybe second to none. She's got incredible hand-eye coordination.
Well, and her batting average being what it is now at .420 and her not seeing as much success in SEC play, that just shows you how good she was before she entered SEC play.
Slap the other way, foul. We mentioned the luxury in the circle when you have the trio of arms that they do. Not too shabby when you got somebody hitting .420 and they're moving down in the lineup either.
Right. I mean, I think that just goes to show that, they've had a lot of other hitters step up for this Tennessee lineup.
Coach Weekly said you see a lot of mid-major transfers come into SEC programs and think they have to change things and do something different for some reason or another to have success in this conference. But she said, hey, we went out and got you for a reason.
Right.
Like, don't overcomplicate, don't overthink things. Just be you, be yourself. That's the person we recruited and we wanted in the portal.
That's who we want, right? That you saw a lot of successes in your years at Boise State. So, come in and do exactly that. We want you to do just that when you come into Tennessee.
The other side of that coin, you can kind of see it from Knight's perspective too, right? You're trying to show that what you got can transfer and maybe push a little bit more than you had prior just because, hey, you're in the SEC now.
Yeah, it can be a little bit of a mind game too, right? Of, oh, can I make it? Can I do it here? It's a lot tougher competition, but, can I have the same numbers at Tennessee that I did at Boise State?
Knight down 1-2. Tapper right back to Harrison. She fumbles it and has no play. Oh, a massive miscue for a team that leads the nation in defensive fielding percentage. Had a chance to go to second for sure. And now there's first and second with nobody out.
That's really tough for Sierra Harrison. Again, normally so good at fielding her position. You can see her going. She was ready to go to second and she took her eye off that ball just a little bit and makes that error. And you know that's got to hurt a little bit more when that error comes from the pitcher.
Wanted foul off home plate for Bella Faw. So it's the first error of the game for either team. Harrison had the ball go off the end of her mitt back in the first inning, but that was a single, was a much more difficult play, especially with the rain coming down too. Faw has 9 sack bunts. That's the most on the team. The junior from Sugar Hill, Georgia, trying to get it down. Second time is the charm. That's fumbled for a second, regathered, and just barely in the nick of time. Waits fumbled it and then couldn't get a good grip. Had a double pump, but ultimately gets the out.
It's a good job by Waits of getting that out, but she was charging almost a little too hard. That bunt almost got by her. Faw almost just pushed that bunt right past her, which really would have put this Missouri defense in a bind. Almost pushes it past her here. You see her, she kind of bobbles it. Instead of picking it up with her throwing hand, she picks it up with her glove hand, has a hard time kind of getting a grip on it. That play could have been a lot worse than it was.
Is that play, especially with charging that sharply, made a little bit more difficult, knowing it's a little bit saturated on the infield still with the rain we had earlier?
Yeah, and you don't know what that ball's going to do, right? So it could be a little, the ball could be a little wet and it could be a little hard to get that grip, but Addie Waits is fearless over there at third base. You see her creeping in a lot. I just think she needed to sit back a little bit more on that. She was charging so hard. Anytime now that they have a bunt up, if I'm Tennessee, I'm going to try and push that past Addie Waits.
I mean, that goes down, sack bunt, 5-3, but I feel like that doesn't do it justice because that was almost a panic getting on set. Almost overran it, didn't play it cleanly, and then almost didn't get a throw off. And after you double pump like that on a wet day, I mean, that could sail on you quickly.
Well, and really double pumping in softball doesn't normally work in the defense way. So Addie Waits, she does have a cannon for an arm, so it worked out well for her, but
Mackenzie Butt is pitch hitting here. Sophomore from California with 7 homers and 28 RBIs. The other Boise State, transfer that came in this season. Infield drawn in, and she ropes one back into center. Tennessee's going to strike first. A pitch hit 2-run single for Mackenzie Butt.
What a big-time at-bat here by Mackenzie Butt to come in, 1 out, runners on second and third, comes in a critical situation, needing Tennessee to get some runs across the board, does a great job driving that ball right back up the middle to get the 2 RBIs. See that ball on the outside half of the plate. Harrison, not a bad pitch by her there. Langer playing in a little bit, kind of awkward to get to the ball there. You don't see her get around the ball a little bit better, but it's pretty wet out there in the outfield. So
Butt up to 30 RBIs on the season now, and what a clutch base hit that was coming off the bench in this 5th inning. So we told you about that magic number of 3. Tennessee almost never loses in the last 4 years when they score at least 3 runs. If they can hold on to this lead at the end of this inning, when they lead at the end of 5 this year, they are 30-0. One popped up and trickles right into the Missouri dugout. So it's just a 2-run game, but with Carlin Pickens dealing in the circle on the other side. And that record too, 30-1 when they strike first. That lone loss came against the Gators at Gainesville. This task is only growing in terms of the difficulty.
2 runs for Tennessee seems like a lot more runs for any other team. They just have such a strong presence out there in the circle. It's hard to score runs off Carlin Pickens. It's hard to score runs off any of the Tennessee pitchers, but Carlin Pickens out there playing with a lot of confidence. She's playing with a high tempo, is definitely in a groove.
Dodge on the ground, yank just foul. And you got to also think back. I mean, this is Tennessee taking advantage, too, of a brutal error defensively from Sierra Harrison. She is dealt in the circle.
You think Harrison definitely thought she had a double play ball, so just how differently, just softball's a game of inches, and just how differently a few inches goes in softball, and it definitely just completely changed the game, flipped it upside down for Sierra Harrison.
And you know you get wide-eyed. You don't get a lot of double play opportunities
Right.
when you're in the circle and a
Right.
ball's hit right back to you. Trying to turn that as quick as she could and just never came up with a softball. 2-2 to Ella Dodge. On one hop, knocked down by Updegrove, play to first, not in time. Number 25, Florida. Number 15, Oklahoma play the second game of a big 3-game baseball series on Saturday night at Kimry Family Stadium in Norman. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern, 6 Central on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. So you got to think whatever Karen Winkley was saying during that last break to her team, it's working.
Just told them to have good quality at bats, right? String some together, and they've definitely done that. Even, you know, on that ball that Harrison wasn't able to make the play on, it was still a good hard hit ball.
Little looper stepping on second for one. Got to apply the tag, and that is the double play that Missouri was searching for earlier in this half inning. A funky one, Smith to Waits. But Tennessee strikes for a pair. They've got a 2-run lead. Come in out of the bullpen in the first inning, but she has absolutely mowed through this Tigers lineup.
She's been absolutely lights out. She has such high velocity, and she's able to throw the ball out of the zone, get these Missouri hitters to chase the ball a little bit.
She's gone 3 1/3 innings of shutout softball so far. 3 strikeouts to a walk. 2 hits against her. One was maybe a borderline error, so one really clean hit, we'd say, against her. And now, most importantly, if you're a Lady Vols fan, you've got a 2-time consensus first-team All-American out there. 9 outs to go, and she's got the lead.
Have a lot of confidence in Carlin Pickens out there in the circle. If you're Tennessee, you have a lead. You got a 2-run lead. Missouri is now going to have to string together some good quality at-bats against Carlin Pickens.
Langer, first pitch swinging, rolls one foul. She had that aforementioned infield single that could have potentially been an error. So Missouri's got 2 hits offensively. They have 2 errors on the other side. It's their first multi-error game since February 14th. A defense that had 17 errors all year through the first 53 games. And it was certainly, at least the last one, a costly one.
Errors is not something we have seen from this Missouri defense a lot this season. They've been very consistent out there. And Sierra Harrison has been phenomenal at fielding her position. She's just had a couple really tough balls hit back at her today. I think in the first inning it was definitely a hit. Could have gone as an error if it wasn't rainy and, you know, slick out there. But Sierra Harrison normally gets out of the circle very quickly and fields her position really well.
This is starting to feel, I would argue, eerily similar to game 1 of a series right here against Jocelyn Brisky in Alabama from last month when it was 2-0 Bama, late on. Felt like the lead was more substantial than it was. All of a sudden, Abby Carr hit a solo shot in the 7th, made it a 1-run game, and ultimately the Crimson Tide got a 2-1 victory. And right now, Missouri's got to get up off the mat.
Right now, Missouri, they're having a little bit defensive at-bats, right? You don't want to strike out against Carlin Pickens. She throws the ball really hard. You don't want to strike out swinging. So instead of being defensive, they're going to have to go up and be a lot more aggressive. Carlin Pickens is going to have to throw the ball in the zone. She throws the ball really hard. They got to be able to attack it and be on time.
Payoff pitch, got her swing and tied her up with 75 on the hands. That's 3 straight swinging Ks for Carlin Pickens.
That ball on the inside corner when you have 2 strikes is so tough to hit. 75 miles an hour. You have to have really quick hands to get your hands through the zone and make contact on that ball.
I mean, actually, when you commit to going after that pitch, do you really have much of a chance of doing anything?
You just have to almost plan just to swing too early, honestly.
That feels like one where once you've committed, you're hoping best case to foul it off and live to see another pitch.
You're absolutely right.
Back to the top of the order, 3rd time through. Waits a ground out and a walk so far. A loss for the Tigers would move them back to 500 at 27-27. And Tennessee currently sitting in 6th in the regular season standings, a game behind Texas and Texas A&M. Trying to get a few wins here in Como to move up into that top 4 to double bye.
Tennessee already has a pitching staff, right? They have 3 of the best pitchers in the nation. But if you can get a double bye in the SEC tournament, you can save your arms a little bit for that deep run in the postseason.
4 straight strikeouts for Pickens. And she is just having fun right now in the circle.
She is absolutely dealing out there in the circle. A lot of her pitches are working. She's working up in the zone and down in the zone, which is really tough for these Missouri hitters.
Love the reaction, too, after that last K from the freshman catcher, Morrison. I mean, she's more fired up than Pickens is after the strikeout. Abby Carr, those 12 home runs. Team leader in OPS, round trippers, RBIs, slugging. And, oh, by the way, ERA and saves. This is one of the top freshmen in the country. And ahead in the count, 3-0.
Abby Carr's been so fun to watch this year as a freshman. She's so steady. She's so mature out there as a freshman. I think it's so impressive how she just bounces back no matter what happens. If she has a bad outing in the circle, she bounces back the next time and is absolutely fine. Same thing with her at-bats. In her first at-bat, she popped up a bunt that she wanted to get down. Next at-bat, she comes up and gets a base hit off Pickens.
Larissa Anderson has called it natural amnesia. Which doesn't inherently sound like a compliment, but it absolutely is, especially when you're, a reliever coming in late in games and trying to lock down W's. You give something up, you just got to forget about it.
Just forget about it, move on.
Payoff pitch, strike 3 called. 5 straight strikeouts for Carlin Pickens. There's a reason she's been back-to-back SEC Pitchers of the Year and back-to-back first-team All-American honors. Pickens daily, nightly, and ever so rightly. Tennessee with the 2 spot in the 5th. They've got a 2-run lead, and they are 30-0. And leading after 5 innings in the 5th inning is where things went wrong for Missouri. This ground ball back to Sierra Harrison. Had a chance to at least get the lead runner, probably get a chance at a double play, and then the pinch hit, 2-run single. Mackenzie Butt coming through off the bench. And that right there, that one swing is the difference.
It was a huge pinch hit at bat.
Alana Leach has had the best swings against Harrison so far. 2 for 2, 2 singles.
Really good at bat. She's barreled up a couple balls, had really good success there at the plate against Sierra Harrison.
Great swing this time too. Laced out towards deep center field, and it is out of here. A 3 for 3 night for Alana Leach. That's her team lead with her 12th home run of the season, making 3-0 Tennessee.
Alana Leach has had 3 really good at-bats against Harrison. Not trying to do too much, really just getting good barrels on the ball, driving balls right back up the middle. That's a great home run, just a line drive to center field. That ball's on the outside corner. She's not trying to pull that ball, not trying to go with it. She just kind of goes right back up the middle with it.
No question about it. Alana Leach has Sierra Harrison's number tonight. Barreled up the first 2 singles. And this time, just a screaming dart of a home run. It sneaks over the wall in straightaway center. Gabby Leach out in front, 0-2. Sierra Harrison felt like could really do no wrong through those first 4 innings, and really post error, it's kind of snowballed on her.
You can see she was having a lot of success out there. Tennessee was really aggressive at the plate. They were going first pitch swinging a lot. Harrison able to get a lot of ground balls, a few pop-ups to the outfield to get some outs. She was moving really quickly through her innings as well. So those errors really kind of threw her off of her routine.
And now they've reached that magic number of 3. 167-10 since 2023 when they scored 3 runs.
I'd say
not a high bar to hit offensively.
No, I'd say you take those numbers. I think that shows you just how good that pitching staff is, right? So you have 3 runs, and all of a sudden it's almost like you can just guarantee a win for you.
I feel like if you ask Karen Weekly about the other 10 games, she probably remembers those ones quite
probably
well.
Every single one of them. Could probably take you through them.
Oh, the appeal, able to hold up. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gabby Leach. Well, that's how the game works, right? No way you're remembering 167, but the 10 times it didn't go your way?
That's right.
In low-scoring games? Sure, that's when you got to remind your players about those ones.
And I think most competitors would, right? They're all going to remember the bad stuff, so that's how you learn from it. That's how you get better, so she's definitely going to be able to take you through those.
Back-to-back base hits for the first time tonight as the Leach twins deliver a solo shot and then a single. That'll bring up Taylor Howie, and now it's just add-on time. It's about insurance for Tennessee because they've got a 3-run lead, and they've got Pickens, who, I mean, it has really not looked like any Missouri hitter the last couple of innings has had much of a fighter's chance at the plate.
There's not a lot of hitters. There's not a lot of teams that are going to see a lot of success against Carlin Pickens. But right now, even after Mizzou put together some good at-bats against her, it seems like these last few innings that Pickens has definitely had their number.
That's one of the fascinating things if you're Pickens. You just got to know the greatest opponent truly is the one in the mirror, because if you have your best stuff, I mean, just good luck.
Right. I mean, she throws so hard. She has a lot of movement on her pitches. Really where she gets in trouble is if she's going to start walking hitters. And then if you put the bat on a ball that's going 75 miles per hour, that can get out of the ballpark in a hurry.
Do you remember the hardest velo you faced at your playing day?
It was definitely not 75.
Holly 0 for 2, struck out her last time up. Bullpen's been stirring for a long time now for Missouri. Harrison will deliver her 72nd pitch of the night right here. Came out 10 pitches in. We had that rain delay. She fell behind Alana Leach 3-0 and then came back. First 4 innings in shutout fashion, but 3 runs allowed over the course of the last 3 outs recorded. And now Holly with a little count leverage. Pulls one. That's going to sneak through the right side. 3 straight hits. A good throw into the infield will make it so Leach moves up just 60 feet to second. But there's 2 on with nobody out. Sunday, the Rally Cat crew will break down the SEC baseball and softball weekend with highlights, analysis, and interviews. They'll also get you set for the upcoming week with a look at the best matchups. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern, 5 Central, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Great time of year as things start to wind down in the regular season. And it looks like we will have a pitching change for the first time for Missouri. Sierra Harrison, 5+ innings in, will step aside. Responsible for 2 runners on and 3 runs that have already been plated. And Alana Leach with the kick start to begin this 6th inning. Already was 2 for 2, leading the team in homers. How about one more? Straight away center to add on to this lead as the Vols look to take the series opener. Great nothing game, 2 on, nobody out, and it steps the true freshman Abby Carr into the circle. 3 shutout innings, only gave up 1 hit on Tuesday. First Kansas City punched out 2, didn't walk a batter. But her last SEC appearance was her worst of the season. Just got 1 out, gave up 4 earned runs in game 2 in Fayetteville back on Saturday. You see that scouting report, and that changeup is nasty.
Her changeup is her go-to pitch. She will throw it in any count. She'll throw it 3-0. She'll throw it 3-1. Full count, does not matter. That is her go-to pitch. See, she throws it 50% of the time, but she can work in her rise ball and drop ball. So she'll work up in the zone and down in the zone, and she throws those about 10 miles per hour harder. She's not going to throw, she's not throwing 75 miles per hour, but when she works in her changeup as much as she does, it really throws the hitters off.
Elsa Morrison singled and scored her last time up after Morgan came in to pitch run for her. Andrew Blackston out in right field now. 50% changeup. It's so much fun to anybody who's, I think, seen and is a big softball fan to watch, because it's such a great pitch to be doubled up on at any time. And for her, it almost looks like a chess game. Oh, she's not going to triple up on it. And then she does, and then you really just start getting in your head trying to predict what's coming next.
And you can't predict it as a hitter, right? So you just have to go in looking for it, and you have to know that I'm going to swing at this pitch if I don't have 2 strikes, or you know you have to lay off that pitch until you have 2 strikes.
Is it almost fair to say it's kind of the opposite approach on the other side against Pickens, where you got to expect 76 and react to anything else?
100%, yep, 100%.
2-2 count with 2 on and nobody away. That bounces in, the count is full. This could be one of the biggest pitches of the night so far. Lead has already blossomed to 3 with the solo shot from Alana Leach this inning. On the ground right towards third, and a double play and a huge couple of outs for Abby Carr. Addie Waits turns it 5-3. And that gets the crowd back into it here at Como.
It's a huge double play there. Abby Carr comes in. She comes in relief situations more often than she starts, and she comes in really tough situations, which as a freshman, able to come in as a freshman in tough situations and had as much success as Abby Carr has had is so impressive.
Two strikes on Sophia Knight. She had maybe the most important batted ball of the day so far. That ground ball right back to Harrison. The second batter in that 5th inning is misplayed and it led to 2 runs. Back up the middle, diving stop. Throw coming home from Updegrove, and they get the out at the dish. Madison Updegrove, a terrific job to keep it on the infield. Tennessee sets Taylor Holly around third, and they make the final out of the inning at home plate. A slap job up the middle, Updegrove with the layout and the heady play. Looks towards first, fires a dart to the home plate. And can Mizzou snatch a little momentum now? Garwood Pickett's the career numbers up above, and then tonight, I mean, what sticks out, 4 1/3 shutout innings. Yeah, she's got 6 Ks, but actually she has punched out 5 in a row. And if Mizzou has had any momentum over the stretch of the last half hour or so, maybe they can conjure up something after making that nice defensive play.
It happens all the time where you make a good defensive play, you come back in, your number is called at the plate, and you're able to get a really good hit and get some offense going for your team. Mizzou has to capitalize on this momentum that they've seen shift in this inning.
No question, this could be the inning to do it. 3-4-5 due up. Abrascato is first.
Abrascato tried to do it on that swing right there.
Looking for the solo shot out to right with that hack. I mean, Pickens does such a great job. Obviously the high velo, but varying up the speeds too. I mean, the off speed is terrific on Monday, but also really hits some spots well. I mean, she works it in on the hands of lefties and righties, equally lethal.
She is so good at that inside pitch, which is so hard when she has that high of velocity to get your hands through.
Abrascato deep out towards right center, a no-doubter. Way out of here for Stefania Abrascato. And Mizzou is on the board.
Max Abiscato has a lot of power at the plate. When you pair that with a pitcher throwing 75 miles an hour, that ball is going to get out of here in a hurry and go a very long ways. That is just the momentum that Mizzou needed at the plate.
You do not see a lot of big flies land in that area.
No. That ball was absolutely crushed.
So Pickens went 5 innings in relief on Monday in that rubber match win versus Alabama. Had 11 Ks, gave up just 1 run. It was also via a homer. Monty Hubbard had a pinch hit long ball in that 7th and final frame. Solo shot here. That is something that you do have to deal with if you're Pickens and you throw 76 consistently. If somebody does square it up and it's a home run, it can get out of here quickly and go quite a ways.
Well, you can see that momentum shift, right? So then that gives more confidence to you. Now you have Abby Hay up to bat, your number 4 hitter. Sorry, your number 3 hitter coming up, and just seeing if you can get on time, if you can get that barrel on time, you're going to see some success.
So a solo homer, and now a 3-0 count. This is coming right on the heels of 5 straight punch-outs. Right back towards that inside edge. That home run, just the 3rd hit of the night for the Tigers offensively. And these Hacks are vicious to start this 6th inning. From 3-0 to 3-2. This is a high-octane matchup. Pickens versus Hay. It's up to 77. Here's that long ball from Abiscato. Got one elevated and did not miss.
Abiscato likes the ball up in the zone. That ball just didn't get enough out of the zone.
Slow bouncing ball towards first. That is out number 1 as Clark takes it herself.
That's a big out by Pickens to be able to come back. She gave up the home run, gets down in the count 3-0, able to come back and get a ground out from Abby Hay.
Coach Weekly was talking yesterday about Carlin Pickens. I mean, for a senior who has every accolade imaginable, just said, you know, one of the most impressive things about her, not just how much of a quality teammate she is, but she's virtually egoless out there, and she only has 1 goal left, and that's to win a national championship.
Well, what a great leader that you have out there when her ego is so low. It's not about her. She knows it's about the team. And to be that good of a pitcher, back-to-back SEC Pitcher of the Year, and really be part of a staff. I mean, it shows that she's a great teammate. She's a great leader, which is, you can't ask for anything more from a player if you're Coach Weekly.
Smashed the opposite way, foul to the screen off the bat of Sydney Forrester. I appreciated that Coach Weekly almost kind of checked herself, and she was like, she still thinks and knows that she's better than everybody else she's going to face.
Right.
That's not the lack of ego she was talking about.
No. Well, because you have to have that confidence regardless of who you are out there in the circle. You have to know that you're better than the batter that you're facing. But just knowing that it's not about her, it's about the team.
It's somebody you probably don't need to make too many trips out of the circle to try to instill any kind of wisdom with her, because she kind of knows how to figure things out. She's more of a feel type of pitcher than a mechanic one. So when things maybe aren't going her way, it's kind of just because she doesn't have a proper feel for it, and they don't like to get too technical with her at times, especially mid-game.
Maybe this is how Coach Weekly's calling in some signs with the plates.
Strike 3 called. What a bounce back after the home run. Fell behind Hay 3-0. Got her out and now gets his 7th strikeout as she downs Forrester.
So rise ball here, kind of right down the middle of the plate. Sid Forrester kind of gets hung up there.
Down by 2, just 4 outs to work with for Missouri. One of these two sides is going to get their third straight victory towards the tail end of this regular season. How many times you see the velo at 76? Not too often in your life you're facing the changeup at 63.
Right. And
There it is again at 64.
She's had 2 changeups thrown to her, Snia Hill. She's got to be ready and loaded early, and she knows she's got to foul off at a changeup if it comes for the 3rd time.
You can see that smile on the face of Carlin Pickens, trying to shove 76 in on the thumbs again, and almost got another K. It's the strikeout anyways. Making 8 Ks in relief for Carlin Pickens. To the final inning we go. And does this swing from Stefania Abriscato get some juice back in the legs of the Tigers as they look for a late game rally? We go. All the scoring has come late here at Mizzou Softball Stadium at Como. Pickens has been the headliner with those 8 strikeouts after she was called upon in the very first inning out of the bullpen. Right now, the biggest swing has come via Mackenzie Butt off the bench. That pinch hit 2-run single in the 5th. Got Tennessee on the board first. They have led since. They don't generally lose when they score 3, and they never lose when they have the lead at the end of an inning. Actually, haven't lost a game yet this year when they have had the lead at the end of an inning. Any inning, 1 through 6. 24-0 when they lead after 6 innings.
That pitching staff, right?
Maybe.
That pitching staff that they have, though, is if they can get ahead, it puts so much pressure on the opposing team's offense.
There is probably not a team in the country it is more important to score first against
than
the Lady Vols.
Yes.
I mean, 1-0, and you're behind the 8 ball. Delafage 0 for 1, dropped down a sack bunt her last time up. Facing Abby Carr for the first time. Carr faced the last 2 batters last inning, got that big 5-3 double play. Freshman Carr in the circle trying to keep this a 2-run deficit and give her team a chance in the bottom of the 7th inning. Fall 0 for her last 10 going across a span of 6 games. Takes a strike here. 226 average entering today, but that average is actually 24 points higher in SEC play. That 250 mark is tied for the 3rd best on the team. It was 9 for 36 entering this series. Check swing, unable to hold up. It's a punch out to start the 7th. Abby Carr tallies her first strikeout.
It's a big strikeout by Abby Carr to come out. She was struggling to find the zone. Was able to get her to chase that changeup out of the zone to get the strikeout.
Rutan bounces one foul towards the third base dugout. It's kind of a game that I think is going the way a lot of us probably would have expected. Low scoring with these two pitching staffs squaring off against each other. It felt like, come the 5th inning, 1 run might do it, honestly.
When I think with how Sierra Harrison was cruising through the game for Missouri, it looked like it was going to be a 1-run game with whoever could strike first. Tennessee able to string together some good quality at-bats and able to get the first runs across the board. And then Carlin Pickens came down, had 2 or 3 really good innings where she kind of just mowed down that Missouri lineup.
I think what we didn't expect would be the 2 errors from Missouri and really any defensive misplay from either team helping decide one of these games.
Very uncharacteristic of that Missouri defense. One with Sierra Harrison, then Updegrove at shortstop getting another error. That error at shortstop didn't cause Missouri a run. They were able to come back and get a double play to end the inning, but the one from Harrison definitely contributed to some of those runs for Tennessee.
Just barely able to stay alive. Still 1-2 to Rutan, the 9-hole hitter. Yeah, 2 of the 3 runs that Sierra Harrison allowed were earned. And that extra run, obviously, the 2-run game is critical. I mean, if you're Missouri, you would have loved to have a chance to tie it with just 1 swing, especially after what you saw last inning with Abrascato. 1-2, Blue back off the screen.
Yeah, if you're Tennessee, you don't normally need a lot of insurance runs. You have Carlin Pickens out there in the circle. This Missouri lineup can put some runs on the board in a hurry, and especially if they can, get on time and kind of put a barrel on the Carlin Pickens pitch, they can have some momentum and kind of come back and make this game interesting.
Hard one, Hopper backhand and waits quickly to her feet. Oh, what a play at the high corner. That's the defense we've grown to expect from this young Tigers outfit.
Max, we were talking about this Missouri defense and how good they are. Addie Wade's playing really far off the line at third base, able to backhand that ball, spin around, get up quickly, and make a great throw over to first base. See Abby Carr really excited for her freshman third baseman making that play.
That was something else. I mean, outside of the home run, all of the quote-unquote momentum plays, I would say, for Mizzou have come defensively. A throw out at the plate to end an inning. The throw out at second back in the first inning. That play from Waits. The double play that went 4-5. Back to the top, and Ella Dodge. 4th time through the order. Second baseman 1 for 3 with an infield single back in the first inning. That was nearly 2.5 hours ago.
A little bit of a rain delay in there to contribute to that.
It's always tough when the delay comes out.
Yeah.
10 pitches in, 32-minute break. They come right back out. Beautiful night since then, though. Sunset, lights shining bright. There's a loud pop on a foul ball. We talked to both these coaching staffs and certainly any coach in the SEC, and you hear a lot about any of these true road series feeling like getting ready for supers on the road, right? Or at home if you're the home team in any given situation, but especially towards the end of the season. When the crowds increase, and so do the magnitude and the importance of every game. 2-2, ripped out to center. Langer got spun around, has to play it on a hop off the wall, throw to second. He's a little tardy. Ella Dodge in with a 2-out double. And that certainly will not go down as an error, but a misread and a rare one from Langer in center.
Langer's so good as a center fielder out there for Mizzou. She's stolen a lot of outs. She's stolen a lot of runs for her defense. You see her kind of get tripped up there, turned the wrong way, kind of comes back, has to go the other way, which allows Dodge to kind of sneak in there. Talked a lot about Mizzou's defense and how many great plays they've made, but Tennessee offense has been super aggressive on the base paths. It's led to them getting thrown out in some situations, but they've put the pressure on this Mizzou defense.
It was a case where Langer went in and left, and he was back and right at the end of the day. And now that's given Emma Clark an opportunity. Tennessee is 3 for 6 with runners at scoring position, 4 for 12 with runners on. Missouri does not have a hit yet tonight, with anybody on base 0 for 6. Cued off the end of the bat. Right back waits his direction. She'll take care of it to end the inning. 3-1 game, 3 outs to go as Carlin Pickens tries to close the door
Carlin
when we come back.
Pitcher for the University of Tennessee. My rookie season, I was SEC Freshman of the Year. Then I was back-to-back SEC Pitcher of the Year and a 2-time All-American. Tonight, I'm in the circle for Lady Vols.
Heard from her on the rollout to break. I mean, she has been absolutely magnificent, Ashley. I mean, what's made it look so easy?
Well, she has such high velocity. Missouri has not been on time except for one swing with Abriscato. But Carlin Pickens is working them on the inside corner, not able to get their hands through the ball and get their bat through the zone quick enough to put a good barrel on the ball. But she's moving out there at I mean, she has a great rhythm out there. She's moving really quickly. And Missouri's really going to have to do something to kind of throw her off of her rhythm in this last inning if they want to have a chance against her.
Last 2 appearances, 19 strikeouts to 1 walk, and that is certainly important given what she did last Saturday in Game 1 versus Alabama when it was 2 2/3 innings, 6 free passes, 4 walks, 2 HBPs. She has relocked in since then. And now you're getting a 2-time consensus first-team All-American. Gracie Britton, the freshman, will pinch hit for Madison Updegrove here. 5 for 15 on the season. Her last hit game in her last at-bat. That was on Tuesday against Kansas City, and here's another one where she smokes one the other way. What a great approach coming off the bench against the All-American in the 7th inning.
I love this situation for Gracie Britton to be able to come in, pinch hit as a freshman. You're facing an All-American who's throwing 75 miles per hour. You have no fear. You go in with the right approach, trying to go the other way with the ball. Does a great job getting on base and getting that spark for Mizzou.
I mean, the most impressive thing, that's a freshman coming in against a senior who
Right.
you could certainly say is the best pitcher in the country, as Claire Cahalan's going to run at first. We'll have another pinch hitter too, but that just looked comfortable. That looked like she came in off the bench. I'm thinking one thing, and I went out and executed.
Right, and I think that just shows what a good game plan she had at the plate. That's really hard to do as a freshman. It's really hard to do as a pinch hitter, especially in the 7th inning, especially against a 2-time All-American in Carlin Pickens. So what a great at-bat for her to come in and know exactly what she wanted to do and be able to execute it.
Going back in the bench saying, hey, this is easy. You guys are making such a big deal of facing this, facing this right-hander. Her night is done. So runner at first for Lenny Ramsey, freshman for Dearborn, Missouri. I mean, it kind of tells you a lot about how this roster is made up, and you have back-to-back pinch hitters, and it's freshman and then freshman against a senior two-time All-American in a 2-run game. And a 2-0 count, and with every ball delivered now, the crowd is only growing in volume.
See, they're starting to get more into it and more into it. The bottom half of this 7th inning.
And now it's 3-0. Are you taking a couple pitches at this point?
I mean, currently right now, yes, I would absolutely be taking a couple pitches against Carlin Pickens. But in this situation, after you have a leadoff base hit, you're up in the count 3-0. You're going to have to make her come back and throw you at least 2 strikes.
I mean, if there's a pitcher on the country that's not going to be rattled by time and score and situation, it's probably Carlin Pickens. But certainly the leverage of the situation is only growing. Not someone who ever looks nervous. I mean, we've seen probably more laughing from her, I would say,
Right.
tonight than any other emotion.
She's so steady out there. We talked about it with Abby Carr in the circle, but this is just Abby Carr times 4 here as a senior. She's so steady. She does not get rattled.
Ramsey certainly with a red light here, and takes a strike. 8 for 29 on the season. That's good for a 276 average. Didn't play on Tuesday, was 1 for 2 in the weekend set versus Arkansas. Those at-bats came in game 1 on Friday. On the ground, up the middle, diving stop from Dodge. It's fumbled by the shortstop Fall, and they don't get it out. Two of the best defenses in the entire country, but errors looming huge for both.
That is a huge error. Mizzou has to be able to capitalize on this. See Dodge, great job keeping the ball in the infield, not able to make a good throw to her shortstop there. The bobble, Cahalan has some speed on the base paths.
Langer shows bunt, gets it down. Pickens only play at first. And a successful sacrifice from the 9-hole hitter.
That was a really good bunt by Kaylee Langer, too. It almost pushes it past Pickens there in the circle. If she does that, that could be really deadly. That
is by far the most fired up the Mizzou dugout has been. The Tigers trying to stay above 500. They need to be at 500 or better to have a chance to make an NCAA regional. Tennessee looking for wins and trying to move into that top 4 in the SEC, a top 8 in the country. And Addie Waits, the leadoff hitter's back up there, 15 RBIs on her season. Just feels like this inning has been all about the true freshman having to come through. They've done so to this point. Base hit could tie it. Pickens trying to see this through. Waits 0 for 2 against her. A strikeout and a ground ball right back to the pitcher. And the intensity and the energy is mounting after every delivery. Mizzou still looking for their first base hit of the night with a runner on base. They are 0 for 7. Crowd that has stuck around through that early rain delay on a Thursday night. Last regular season series of 2026 for both teams. And this is, I think, all you can ask for and more at this point.
This is all you can ask for if you're a Missouri Tiger fan right now. Had some freshmen come up big in some key situations. You have 2 freshmen here right now. You have Addie Waits, Abby Carr sitting behind her.
Waits versus Pickens, freshman versus senior. That was Tardy on 77. I mean, that was barreled up, and it was hit almost at a 90-degree angle to the left.
Missouri dugout needs to Make sure they have their head on a swivel over there.
Comes on you quickly. The first 2 reached for the Tigers in this bottom of the 7th. Got her swinging. Carlin Pickens tallies her 9th K of the night.
Pickens is so steady out there. Nothing gets to her. It's a big time pitch from her. This rise ball over the zone. A little bit out of the zone. Addie Waite's not able to get on top of it. That's a huge strikeout.
This is top billing. 2-time All-American versus one of the best freshmen in the entire country. And Abby Carr was trying to end it with one placed over the wall on that first swing. We're getting so many smiles and laughs. You got to love the positivity, really, for both players. This is just awesome. Carr, who leads the team in homers and runs, batted in. And takes the ball up and away. This will get your heart pumping. Carr's been solid in relief, too, of Sierra Harrison in the circle. Now trying to answer the call in the box. Tied her up. Nothing you can do with that at 77.
Carlin Pickens has gotten better as the game has gone on. She's thrown harder and harder each inning. You can see that adrenaline pumping through her right now.
I mean, she might touch 78 here. 1-2, rocketed the other way and fouled. Slowed it down to 67. Pickens in Tennessee, 1 strike away from a 3rd straight win. For Missouri, a single could tie it. The 13th home run of the season for Carr would end it. An incredible walk-off fashion. She had a 7th inning home run right here against Jocelyn Brisky in Alabama, one of her best moments of the season. 2 at scoring position, Tigers down 2. And a time call. Runners at 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs in the 7th. The 1-2. Did not miss by much. As Pickens now into triple digits. That was pitch number 100 of her night. Carr on the ground. Rutan's got it. Ball game over. Tennessee gets the win. Carlin Pickens comes in relief in the 1st inning and finishes things off. 3-1 the final as the Lady Vols win their 3rd straight.
Mizzou made this game interesting in the bottom half of that 7th inning, but Carlin Pickens is so good out there in the circle for Tennessee. She does a phenomenal job staying steady out there, coming back and getting the outs that she needed.
Mizzou mustered up all they could. Had a tying run at scoring position with 1 out in the 7th. 1-2 in the lineup due up. They certainly wanted to give Abby Carr a chance, and she had that, but she could not come through against one of the best arms in the entire country. Tennessee wins game 1. They'll have a chance to try to take the series tomorrow. So for my partner Ashley Moore and our entire production team here in Como, I'm Max Thomas saying so long after the Lady Vols in a dramatic series opener take down the Tigers 3-1, our final.